Good morning and welcome to Lovin Daily. I'm Julian Bonici. Today we have Paula Kauki. Hi, Paula.
Bonjour, Julian, or happy belated birthday, Lovin Malta.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Shall we
Uh,
start?
yes, yes. So here are the headlines of today. So our first story is an update around the soldiers being investigated into the death of 5 asylum seekers. We've also got more updates on COVID-19 in Malta. And we'll also be discussing some lifting of restrictive COVID-19 measures around the globe, along with a controversial reference to Malta in a Netflix movie. And to close it all off, we'll be talking about the pilots' union filing a judicial protest against Malta. So first story on to you,
Let's
Paula.
kick off. Mela, bħalissa jiġu investigati 45 soldat tal-Forzi Armati ta' Malta li wara li taħħa rapport il-Pulizija kwerela mill-NGO Repubblika tisħaq illi dawn huma ħatja ta' omiċidju volontarju, willful murder. Il-rapport kif kulħadd jaf s'issa għamluh kontra l-Prim Ministru, l-Brigadier u 11 il-soldat, però meta bdew l-investigazzjonijiet jidher li huma 45 soldati li għandhom x'jaqsmu ma' din is-sezzjoni u li kellhom x'jaqsmu ma' din l-operazzjoni mill-jidher partikolari. Storja taħraq għaliex kulħadd għandu l-opinjoni tiegħu, jien personali diġà esprimejta illi ma nħoss li dak kena nispiċċaw dan il-każ jidher li r-Repubblika wkoll ħasset qalba għaliex provat tmur lura u tneħħi il-soldati mill-kwerela tagħha, però dan legalment ma jistax isir u bekk għandna dissezzjoni ta' soldati li issa huma investigati talli segwew l-ordnijiet li ngħataw lilhom. X'taħseb fuq din istorja, Julian?
So wherever you stand on this story, I find Republica's decision to sort of withdraw its complaint from soldiers quite funny. You know, wherever you stand on the debate, it's important to keep your principles. So you either sort of believe the AFM and by extension the government are responsible, or they're not. So I don't think you can pick and choose between the Prime Minister being subject to the criminal inquiry and the soldiers who were involved not being. An interesting sort of angle to it yesterday. There was actually quite a moving testimony from an AFM soldier who actually works battling, the migration issue, and it was sort of, it gave quite a unique insight to what these soldiers, go through on a daily basis to keep, people out at sea safe.
Fil-fatt, daf kien sempliċi jġibek konxju li soldat li jaħdem din is-sezzjoni m'għandux ħdud, m'għandux festi fil-għodu jew fil-għaxija, u anzi tidħol it-telefonata li jridu joħorġu għal xi dingi bl-immigranti daw jridu jitilqu kollox u imorru jaraw is-sitwazzjoni tagħhom. Hawnhekk insellem u nirringrazzja l-Forzi Armati ta' Malta tax-xogħol li qed jagħmlu u naħseb tal-aħħar jiem ukoll bħal diversi oqsma oħra qegħdin jesperjenzaw support qawwi min-naħa tal-diplomati kif nemmen li għandu jkun. COVID updates ta' kuljum?
Yes, okay, on to COVID-19 updates in Malta. So yesterday, 4 new cases were announced, 3 of which were from the Hull Far Open Centre, and 1 was a case of a Maltese woman. So the total number of cases now stands at 431, but recoveries are improving, and active cases is only at 302. Speaking to Superintendent for Public Health Charmaine Gauci, Lovin Malta sort of uncovered that the R factor, which is the rate of transmission each infected person gives to a person, is dropping close to 1. It's actually currently at 1.1. And we know that sort of if it falls below 1, the government will start considering easing the restrictive measures imposed to contain the spread.
Eżatt, fil-fatt din ir-ratio ta' kemm qed jittieħdu nies u kemm tinżel biex jibdew jittieħdu l-miżuri tittoħodhom ukoll fil-kuntest ta' il-healthcare system ta' Malta, kemm nifilqu, kemm għandna tobba nurses, ġifieri mhux neċessarjament kwistjoni ta' sodot jew ta' apparat imma r-riżors uman kemm jiflaħ għal każijiet estremi l-ITU biex bekk ħadd ma jkollu kemm jista' jkun vittma ta' il-COVID. Pajjiżi oħra jidher li bir-riżorsi li għandhom kapaċi jibdew inieħdu xi miżuri miżuri, però m'hemm xejn x'iżomm milli once li jibdew jirrilaxxaw dawn il-miżuri jarġa' jitla' in-numru ta' każijiet u kollhom imorru lura. Jiġifieri s'issa m'hawn l-ebda pajjiż forsi li fiċ-Ċina debatable jekk qabdu x'kabtu ta' kif għandhom jħandiljaw fis-sistema tagħhom. Jiġifieri billi qed naraw l-Italja jew il-Ġermanja jagħmlu daqsxejn miżuri ma jfissirx li nistennew li Malta wkoll ġaf issa fejn nafu aħna forsi sa ġimagħtejn oħra jerġgħu jispiċċaw il-lockdown. Kulħadd trid iżomm il-paċenzja, ħallu f'idej l-esperti biex jgħidulna x'kun aħjar, dak li tara inti forsi mhux neċessarjament l-aqwa ħaġa li tista' tagħmel f'sitwazzjoni bħalissa. Nżommuha fuq ma jkun hemm min jaħseb li jista' jaqbad joħroġ jagħmel il-parties. Fil-fatt pajjiż partikolari huwa New Zealand. New Zealand daħal f'lockdown mal-ewwel u jidher li jirnexxielu jikkontrolla l-COVID f'pajjiżu. Fil-fatt New Zealand minn popolazzjoni ta' 4.8 million kellhom 105,105 każijiet, minnhom għandhom 974 recoveries, 974 recoveries u 12 il-mewt. Il-Prim Ministru ta' New Zealand fil-fatt qed tiġi riklamata bħala waħda mill-aqwa Prim Ministri illi hawn bħalissa fid-dinja. Jiena għandi soft spot għaliha, allura biased, però toġobni immens. Anka kif tikkomunika man-nies, jiġifieri ddib il-jumper mid-dar bil-mobile qed tkellem miljuni tan-nies u żommu kalmi. Qed tagħmel biċċa xogħol tajba ħafna.
Yes, Prime Minister Ardern, she's actually done quite a good job in combating the virus, but obviously her policy hasn't been without its critics because people felt, imposing such a strict lockdown could have serious effects on the economy moving forward. I think actually yesterday there was an interesting line from the Parliamentary Secretary from Reforms in Malta, Rosjan Kutayar, who sort of spoke about how introducing a recreational marijuana industry could help kickstart the economy post-COVID-19. It could be an interesting analysis, new industries open up and COVID-19, who knows, could present new opportunities in the business world. From a government's perspective, at least in Malta, I'm not sure how they'll act. I don't know if you've noticed, but it seemed, at least from my end, that a lot of government decisions were preempted by the public, whether it was closing schools, closing flights. It seemed that these were things the public wanted. So I'm just wondering, do you think the government will wait for the public to want lockdown measures to be lifted, or will they go ahead with it?
I think at this point, everyone wants lockdown measures to be lifted to go back to normal life. Però nemmen illi kif għamilna sissa dejjem segwejna l-pariri tal-esperti fil-qasam tas-saħħa u naħseb li għalissa l-inqas dik ħatkun irridu nifhmu li dawn l-esperti għandhom il-figuri kollha, l-informazzjoni kollha biex jieħdu deċiżjonijiet kif qatt qabel. Billi minn għalik li għax naqsu l-każijiet u terġa' tmur lura normal, inti you're not seeing the bigger picture, so daqsxejn fiduċja u nħallu f'idejn l-esperti biex jgħidulna x'l-aħjar li jsir.
Okay, to move on a bit, Malta related, the country had a bit of a controversial mention in a Netflix movie. Basically, Germany's latest Netflix blockbuster, Rising High, basically looks at the rise and fall of corrupt real estate agents in their country. Now, Malta makes a brief feature, but not in the best of ways. So these real estate agents are trying to open up a bank in the country. Their sort of qualifications are questioned, and all they do is open a bag full of money, and the banker just looks at them and tells them, welcome to Malta. I don't know what.
Jiena dal-film ma rajtux mill-kummenti dwaru ma tantx jidher li hu film tajjeb u ma tantx nitħajjar dak li l-ħin narah. Però di wkoll kienet ġrat f'series narajna Queen of the South fejn pinġew il-Malta jisna xi post ta' traffikar tan-nisa, droga, eċetera, easy come easy go ħadd ma jiċċekkja u niftakar li kienet irrabjatni immens dik ix-xena. Issa angolu għandu x'jaqsam miegħu dawn ma illi kull min jiffilmja xi ħaġa u Malta minn dawn Netflix tal-films whatever, dawn huma intitolati għal flus mill-kaxxa ta' Malta, mill-Gvern Malti, talli jużaw l-xeni minn Malta, talli filmjaw Malta u talli jsemmu lil Malta. Issa milli jidher Queen of the South li pinġan Malta jisna l-art tal-Kostituzzjoni, u traffikar kien benefika għal fondi Maltin għaliex semma l-Malta. Dan Netflix movie ma nafx benefikax, jistax semma l-Malta, ġifieri kieku ma nafx parira min jħossib dal-affarijiet. Ħalla ma ħassux in-nies biex ipinġu l-Malta qisna xi ċirku hawnhekk. ċirklu. Ta' min jaħseb wieħed jaħseb fuq għax kien hemm film wieħed, tnejn issa ma jrdux nispiċċaw jisna xi pajjiż li kulħadd imur biex jiffilmja xi ħaġa tal-mafja wara sqalija, għax mhux sew ukoll għal-reputazzjoni ta' pajjiżna. Però fl-istess ħin hemm kampanja oħra għaddejja, il-Malta Tourism Authority qed tagħmel kampanja testiruha biex malli niftħu l-airports il-turisti jkunu jitħajru li l-ewwel post li għandhom iżuru huwa Malta. Sa jekk tħajrux biex xirita dal-film. Jew bil-kampanja l-aqwa li jiġu turisti ħalli l-ekonomija tirpilja kemm jista' jkun malajr. Taħseb li qed jeżaġeraw imma n-nies ġuli li ħadu daqshekk kbira biex
Yes, I know. I obviously get your point that maybe Malta shouldn't be painted in such a light, but then again, people need to lighten up a bit. It's a movie, see the light side. I mean, it's a German Netflix movie. None of us would have seen it or even heard about it if we didn't even know that Malta was being mentioned. So really, how much influence is this movie having?
U l-aħħar storja kompletament m'għandix taqsam, insomma, daqsxejn għandna fit-turiżmu, l-Air Malta, il-Union tal-Piloti għamlet protest ġudizzjarju biex twaqqaf terminazzjoni tal-impjiegi ta' 108 piloti minn 134. Il-Union qed targumenta illi ma netax biżżejjed żmien biex tipprova tilħaq negozjat mal-kumpanija biex jiġu salvati dawn l-impjiegi dan anke wara li rrifjutaw l-offerta tal-1,200 fix-xahar, però ma kellhomx ċans li jippruvaw isibu soluzzjoni oħra. Jien nemmen naħseb il-kumpanija ma kellha l-ebda intenzjoni li toffrilhom option oħra u għalhekk in-negozjati għalqu malajr naraw x'tiddeċiedi il-qorti, però interessanti illi ma dan il-protest ġudizzjarju ħareġ ħafna informazzjoni fuq l-Air Malta illi ma konniex nafu qabel. Fosthom dokument illi Union tal-Piloti iffirmat ma' Konrad Mizzi fejn dan iggarantilhom li jiġri il-paga tagħhom kemm jekk hux ħajdmu l-Air Malta jew f'xi entità oħra tal-gvern hija garantita. Huma din jużaw dik il-karta jgħidu sma' daw id-drittijiet tagħna ma tistax tinjora li jagħmel il-Ministru preċedenti. Bla klim tara da dokument.
Yeah, I mean, you see this document. I mean, it's crazy that the government, or at least Minister Konrad Mizzi, was able to even give the pilots this kind of guarantee. I mean, it's a crazy negotiation strategy, and now has sort of, I don't know, I mean, I guess tied the airlines' hands on the issue. Obviously, with flights being grounded, there's a lot of uncertainty within the airline sector, and to be honest, I just don't see how this dispute is going to be resolved now these documents have been published. I mean, it's quite worrying. I mean, I guess worse for the airline industry at the moment, it was actually the news, global news, that the price of oil has dropped to negative for the first time ever in US history. So I have no idea what's going to be the way forward for at least the national airline, which was already struggling before COVID-19.
Nimmaġina li Konrad Mizzi meta firma dil-karta qatt ma basar illi kienet ħad jiġri COVID u qatt ma basar li jekk l-Air Malta qabdet it-triq ta' suċċess kienet ħadd tkompli għaddejja fih. Però l-azzjonijiet tiegħu jaf ikollhom riperkussjonijiet kbar, jaf tfisser kif taqbad tajt. ħajkun hemm diskrepanza qawwija bejn il-ħaddiema, ġifieri għandek il-piloti fuq pedestal li qegħdin hemm fuq b'dritt legali b'dil-karta firmata u l-bqija tal-Air Malta illi they're thrown under the bus jew mkeċċija jew paga naqsa. Qegħdin jagħmlu sagrifiċċju biex l-Air Malta tibqa' l-Air Malta ma tingħalaqx. Il-piloti jridu li jimplikaw at this point anke fil-ġimgħat li għaddew daru kontra l-management tal-Air Malta. U qed issa jara interessanti l-qorti għandha naħseb f'idejha l-futur tal-Air Malta.
Yes, it's going to be interesting. That's all we have for today. Goodbye, everyone, and have a day full of lovin'.
Night.